All right, now if you would have told me a couple years back if I could get an ultralight 16+1 capacity double stack 1911 or 2011 that actually ran reliably and was affordable, I would have called you a cheat and a liar. Now the question is, after this video, am I still gonna call you a cheat or liar if you tell that to me? Because we're gonna be going over the BUL Armory SAS Ultralite in the 3¼ inch. All right, listeners, so since the double stack 1911 or the 2011 game is still so hot right now, everybody wants one and everybody is coming out with one, I had to get a hold of this BUL Armory Ultralite 3¼ inch because people kept telling me time and time again that it's on par with the Staccatos and it's just so close to one of my favorite pistols of all time, and that's going to be the Wilson SFX9. But that it came in at a far more friendly price point, because I think we all know really high quality 2011s and Wilson Combat style setups are usually extremely expensive. And of course, me wanting to give the audience what they wanted, I got the BUL Armory 3¼ in the ultralight package. All right, let's start with recoil control, because this is a 3¼ inch pistol. As you can see from the size of my hand right there, it's not big, but I have to tell you out there that recoil is just not an issue here with this ultralight 3¼ So I know people out there say it all the time, you just can't control these little short pistols. There's just too much going on. And I just have to beg to differ on this one because it's extremely controllable. Between the lightning cuts on the slide, the barrel, and pretty much everywhere else you could get one, combined with that dual recoil spring assembly and just the overall weight of the pistol and the grip, recoil is just not an issue, like I said. I was super impressed with the ability to run this pistol out there really fast, especially for something in the 3¼ inch size. Usually something that short becomes a little bit cumbersome and it's a little bit difficult to run fast. That was not the case with the BUL Armory. And of course, as many of you may know, some of that will come down to ammo type. So I tested all the basic stuff I do. I tested the 115 grain ball, 124 grain ball, and of course my chosen self-defense rounds, which are usually these Spear Gold Dot 124 grain plus Ps, sometimes critical duty or critical defense. And I have to say it chewed through all of it without issue. And I really didn't seem to notice much of a big difference between those ammo types. So it just handled them all very well. And out on the range, I gave this thing hashtag no brakes, right? Because I've never run a BUL Armory before. I've heard good things, but not having personally tested one, I wanted to just run it and load it and run it and load it just to see if there were any issues that were gonna come up just dumping mag after mag through this thing. And while I was running this, I paid close attention to the controls and how they felt, because when it comes to custom 1911 or 2011 pistols, a lot of that custom work goes into how the thing actually feels, not only under recoil, but how it operates with those controls. Everything on here, from the smoothness of the slide stop slide release to the safety selector, and of course that 1911 style trigger in here, was outstanding. One thing I noticed right off the bat from the first magazine to that last round I fired is the trigger on this one has a much more custom feel to it than kind of a standard off-the-shelf 1911. Now, BUL Armory does have their custom trigger setup in this, but I have to say it was very well done, and we are definitely gonna do some trigger pulls on this so you can see what it's all about. Out on the range, I ran this thing not only from kind of high ready, just punching it out, doing some drills, but I also ran it from concealment with a custom Priority 1 holster that they did provide for this pistol. And I have to say, that is an extremely nice holster and it fit this thing superbly. But I wanted to do that because this thing is really meant for concealed carry, and that's kind of a lot of the design features that they did change in this version, was to make it more comfortable and draw much more smoothly in this fresh design of the Ultralite 3¼ So in a nutshell, the performance was exactly what I had hoped for, and it was exactly what others had told me to kind of expect with the BUL Armory out there. Now, I did run into one issue, and we're going to get into that after we talk about the trigger. All right, we're going to take a good up-close look at the BUL Ultralite 3¼ and what it comes with. But first, much love to my patrons, because they make a lot of what happens here on the channel possible. So tell them you love them a little bit in the comments down below. So when you get your BUL, it's going to come in this very nice gray and red carrying case right here. Plenty of room for expansion, as you'll see in a second. You get a bunch of extra room up on the top side here for some extra magazines. You get a nice little cover flap so you don't scratch your pistol with the magazines. We'll talk about that holster in a second. You'll get your standard stuff in here. Small cleaning kit, instruction manual, some tools. You're going to get your plate, and then you can kind of modify the inside of the case how you want it. Now, the holster here, like I said, is by priority 1. It's extremely nice. You got a level of adjustability and some cant built into it. You got a concealment wing on it right there, and it just fits so perfectly on that pistol. So very cool that they provided this for the video again. That is priority 1. So let's take a quick gander at this pistol up close. You can see just beautiful. I mean, everything they've done to this to just lighten it up and give it just a super sick and aggressive look. I mean, everything from the rail, that double undercut, the barrel, they've just done a great job. Even more into where the optic is going to go, they've just lightened it up so nicely. So the controls here are just super smooth. But let's go ahead, check this trigger out right here. Super short take up, and it just breaks. Okay, here's our reset and a break. You can see the thing is just amazing. And some of those concealed carry things, like on the back right there, the way they've cut the grip safety, and then that hammer, the way it's bob cut and everything, just makes it nice to draw from concealment, because you're going to go thumb over, draw out, transition, and you'll come up onto target. So they've just done such a good job thinking about everything. So let's go ahead, bust out the trigger gauge, and see how it goes. All right, now that all the rest of that stuff is out of the way, we will go ahead and do some trigger pulls here on this. And we'll do 3, unless I screw something up, like not hold the back strap safety or something like that. All right, 2 pounds and 1 ounces. Let's go ahead and enter that. And quite honestly, this thing feels light, feels more about 3 pounds to me. Let me hold this a little different, a little bit more solid here. Okay, 2.5 right there, 2 pounds 5 ounces. We'll enter that one. All right, again, try and hold this as solid as possible and pull straight. All right, 2.2. We're going to enter that for a total average 2.3, that number right down there. So as you can see, that is an exceptional trigger. That thing is just nasty all the way around, just from the looks to the way that thing operates. So let's go ahead and talk about what's a little bit different and some specs. All right, now if you like seeing these videos and getting unbiased information on things you might be interested in, consider subscribing. It's going to do a couple of things. 1, it's going to make sure you don't miss any of the content. And 2, it's going to signal to YouTube to push this video to other people who maybe have never seen gun or 2A content before. And that might help win some people only, which at this point is just kind of a good thing for all of us. All right, spec time. So let's get deep into some specs here, but not so deep that I bore you to death. So obviously we know this is a hammer-fired 1911 double stack pistol. This one is in 9mm, and we've got a lot of good stuff going on here. This one comes in at 22 ounces. So for reference, that's ultralight. They were not joking around, because a Glock 19 weighs right at about 21 ounces, so you have a little bit of reference. Now, since this is a modular design, double stack 1911, it will have an aluminum frame and that polymer lower module, so it has a module kind of system to it. The slide and barrel are going to be stainless steel with relief and lightning cuts just about everywhere you could possibly get them. There are deep serrations both on the front and the rear, and they are extremely usable, but they don't catch or bind on anything to include the holster out or your outer garments. The optic cut on this is super deep, allowing for a low profile optic mount, which is going to ease in concealment and draw and all that stuff. Hammer and grip safety are bob cut, specifically designed for snag free, like we talked about. Very comfortable to draw and manipulate this pistol out there. It will have a buttery smooth ambi safety, an easy to reach slide stop slide release, and a slightly extended magazine release. The mags on this one are going to give you a capacity of 16 in the mag and 1 in the pipe, totaling a 17, which is impressive for the size of this pistol. You get a multi-slot pick rail, which is very nice, clean lines all the way around the fore end of this thing, along with just the rest of it. The grip is going to be covered in a diamond grip pattern and elongated lines across that front strap. Not going to have any problems holding onto that with that grip texture. You're going to get a double undercut on the trigger guard. That's going to aid in not only comfort, but getting a very high grip to control recoil. And at the base, you'll have a pinky ledge for either a mag well or also to aid in control if you work that pinky grip a little bit. The factory sights are going to be darked out, adjustable in the rear, a high-vis green fiber optic front. They are solid. And the rear does have that ledge cocking serration for emergency manipulations. Pretty much everything has been paid attention to on this design. And if you do want to spice this thing up a little bit, BUL Armory US does offer some options like mag wells and things like that, or some trigger designs. So you can kind of fiddle with this as you like. All right, well, there are always a couple key things that you need to know about a pistol. And of course, we're going to talk about, did I have any issues? The first thing we're going to talk about is the magazines. So they are specific to the BUL Armory, but that's pretty much like anything in the market. You can't use Glock mags and Smiths and vice versa. So I think we all understand that, but you only get 2 of them. And I love to see 3 magazines with everything. But I think when we talk about the price point of this, you're going to understand and not really be too angry. You saw all that range footage in the slow-mo, so you know this thing is not only going to run, but it's extremely controllable. So what about the price point here? All right, so the price point on this one, it is $14.80 because they kind of do this direct-to-consumer thing. Now let's think about that as compared to other things in this class in the market. Okay, we can't compare this to some kind of like $800 1911 because this is at a different level. So you think about, you know, a Wilson, or you think about a Staccato, you're coming anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 cheaper. That is an exceptional price point for the quality and reliability that this thing has already shown, because I checked out a bunch of other people's reviews too, and it seems to be that people just love the BUL Armory stuff. All right, well, we were at that point where everybody's aching to know, did I have any issues out there? Because I kind of alluded to it, and I did have a singular one. And this is where I get to say it was me, not the pistol. So I was out there running this thing, just death gripping it. And I was grabbing so hard while running this thing that I actually managed to manipulate the slide stop slide release, not into the slide stop slide release notch, but into the actual little takedown half moon you can see right there. And you can kind of see as I'll roll it in, as I was running it, it stopped short. So basically I rode that up into that little half moon notch as that next round was going and caused it to jam. So once I cleared that out, I ran a couple hundred more rounds and I did not experience a single issue. So that's kind of a big hand, small gun problem. You've got to pay attention, especially when you're running a 1911, to those controls. All right, so my opinion on the BUL Ultralite 3 1/4 right now, and I know opinions are like buttholes, everybody's got one and they all stink, right? But when we look at this thing for the price, the performance, and the quality of this thing, it's really an exceptional value. And I was very curious how BUL was able to bring this to market at that price point the way that this thing sits, because I've had the chance to run everything from Wilsons, Staccatos, other custom 2011 things that were just super expensive, $3,000 to $5,000. And I'm always very curious how they come in at those price points. So the reason for that is BUL actually has a direct company here in the US out in Florida. So it's kind of their sister company, BUL US. So instead of doing like a distributor thing where gun sells company to distributor sells to shop or something like that, that costs more money, drives the price up by a few percent, BUL just goes direct. So that's why they were able to bring this thing in at the level they do at the price point that I think a lot of us probably in the 2011 game, 1911 double stack game, think is extremely affordable for the quality that you're getting. Now I have to know if any of you guys out there are BUL fans, because I am loving this 3 1/4 right here, and I'm left wanting more. So I am definitely going to get the 4 1/4 TAC 2 Ultra, or whatever it's called, because I've seen that thing and I've just got to have one. I'm pretty much going to do whatever it takes to get one at this point. That is what I've got for you all today. Make sure you get subbed up down below. And again, huge thanks to all of my Patreons for all the support. Love you guys. I could not do a lot of what happens here on the channel without you. Get out on the range, keep doing it. Remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I will see you all on the next one.